Hello, everyone. Happy Monday from the comfort of my own studio here. My name is James Bonanno, and I am so excited to be back here on Adobe Live on this wonderful fall Monday to show you some of the newest features inside of Premiere Pro for this quick 30-minute pro tip segment. For those of you that had tuned into the Max keynote, had actually attended Max, like some of these are a little bit repetitive, but I wanted to go over a few of the key features inside of Premiere Pro today. Just a quick little introduction as we get started here. Welcome Umacorn, welcome Oliver, Robert, Cody Bear. What's up, gang? Everyone's here, excited to get things going and kick things off. Before I get started, for those that do not know who I am, my name is James Bonanno, and I am a creative director, video producer, video editor, all things video and photography. I travel the world, the US, or I used to more full-time with my wife, Anna McNaught, in our van, creating content there. And on the side, I am a freelance videographer and video editor. So a lot of what I'm gonna be showing today is things for my own Instagram account, which you can follow at James Bonanno over on Instagram. Come say hi, come follow me on Behance. And let's just dive right in. Stop wasting your time with the niceties, and let's kick off a couple of the biggest features that I really want to talk about today inside of Premiere Pro. So if you're watching right now, you'll see my screen here. You will notice that up at the left-hand corner where it says Premiere Pro, I am using the beta version. There are a lot of features that are in the public release within your Creative Cloud, but for today's sake, there are still a couple things that I wanted to highlight in the beta version. And if you're at home and you want to actually experiment with some of these things and you're in your Creative Cloud application window UI and you're at all apps, all you're going to want to do is go down to where it says beta apps. And there should be beta versions of many of these programs that you can download, install, and use rather than the live version. The nice thing about beta is that there are a lot of features inside of here that Adobe's really working hard on pushing public, but for now they're not quite public. But if you have a Creative Cloud membership, you have access to those beta versions as well. What is up, Jacob? What's up, Sin? So nice to see some familiar names and faces from Adobe Max last week, and we'll be hitting on some of those things right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna minimize the screen. And the first thing I wanna do is talk about the new enhanced speech feature within the audio panel inside of Premiere Pro. So I'm just going to play back the first few seconds of this video that I'm working on right now. This is a Adobe Max recap that I plan on releasing later today on my Instagram account, but I thought it'd be cool to break down some of the things I want to fix, specifically the audio in here and also at the show. So I'm just going to play the first like 10 seconds. Out is my out point, I is in, and let's see what we got here. Tilde makes this bigger. Okay. So here is why Adobe Max 2023 was the best year yet. All right, en route to Adobe Max. We've been attending. Okay, so some cool energy going on. It's starting to come together. The first thing I want to talk about is this specific clip right here. So I filmed this, but that Max guy never showed. I filmed this in my office right here, but I didn't really want to use this microphone because it was too far away and I had to get everything set up. So what I did instead is I used an on-camera Rode microphone, which sounds okay. It gets the job done. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my project window and I'm going to go into my sequences. I've already laid this clip out. Let's actually throw one more in here from that. Let's just go here. We're going to switch this to icons so I can see what I'm doing. And let's switch these to icons as well. I'm going to take this clip and I'm going to drag this clip in. And this is the ungraded, unedited audio file, which is actually what we want to talk about today. All right, so I'm going to move my window so I can see what I'm doing. Go to the effects controls. I'm going to scale this down to 50, and I'm just going to flip this to 90. I shot this vertically. Okay, so flat color profile. And if I play this back, let's just go somewhere. Not only did we meet some of the most incredible, creative visionaries, just human beings. Okay, so you can tell, hopefully you can tell in the stream, how noisy that is, even from a microphone that's a shotgun mic rather than this shotgun mic that I use specifically for voiceover. So in this case, the enhanced speech tool in the new beta version is so powerful. Like, it still is blowing my mind. And let me open that up for you right now. So if you go to our workspaces right here, we're already in the audio tab, but if you're not, just scroll over to the audio tab here, and let's click on our audio right here. Okay, and so a couple new things have come over in the beta version. We have this tag your clips to use. So you can actually auto tag your clips. So if you have a bunch of different clips inside of your project, so in this case, we have some sound effects, we have some music, we have some dialogue, you can now auto tag Premiere and actually assign those, and they'll auto tag it to, okay, this is dialogue, I know this is dialogue, I know this is sound effects, I know this is ambience. So that's a really, really strong feature. The one other thing I really wanted to point out, though, is if you go into the dialogue tab, Dacia gave this demo on stage at Max, and it still kind of blows my mind. Before beta, the beta version had this in here. You were able to actually go and upload it to like the Adobe podcast interface. I know some other creators have talked about it on here, but now they've built this feature right into Premiere Pro. So all I have to do here is click Enhance, and we're gonna watch what happens. Okay, so I click Enhance, it initializes our entire clip here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this on and off and see if it made a difference. All right, and while we wait for that, welcome in everyone else. Mike, Penny, so good to see you. Okay, so if you notice here inside of our audio panel, it's added that enhanced speech sound effects, and it has a mix underneath it. Don't worry about that. Let's just play it back and see if it sounds different.
Not only did we meet some of the most incredible creative...
That is incredible. Let's throw the loop playback on so we can actually like really hear the difference. Okay, so here we go.
Some of the most incredible creative visionaries, just human. Not only did we meet...
Okay, that's with the enhanced speech on. If I turn that off...
Meet some of the most incredible creative visionaries, just human. Not only did we meet some of the most incredible creative...
That's insane. Like that, to me, and I can actually bump this mix amount up. So if I really wanted to go, you know, full bore with it and hear that like super bass podcast, it almost sounds like you're in a soundless room. Let's play that back and see what we get here. And I'm gonna actually bring this bar up a little bit just so you can hear it at home.
Not only did we meet some of the most incredible creative visionaries, just human. Not only did we meet some of the most incredible creative visionaries, just...
I'll just do that for the next 20 minutes. And that blows me away that prior to this feature, this enhancement inside of Premiere Pro, they were, you know, working on really giving you more of those features inside those dialog boxes rather than having to go into Audition and really clean up audio there. You can really clean up a lot. So just as one other example, I have this other clip, which I will open up shortly. If anyone's in the chat, give it a little digital clap. That's pretty cool, honestly. That is sweet. Okay. Oops. Oh, we already have that in here. Okay, so this is a clip that I shot just vlogging outside at the show on that same microphone. Again, it picks up a ton of just ambient crowd noise. So if I play that back here.
Baby. Oh! There he is. What's up? Let's go.
Okay. Shout out to Michael and Evan, my trusty sidekicks for the entire show. Also amazing creatives. Evan McNaught will be on Adobe Live tomorrow teaching Illustrator. So please stick around for that. It's going to be a really exciting one. So you can hear in this audio that it just sounds okay. But previously, before this enhanced speech window, we would have had to add some like multiband compressors. We would have had to take the highs and lows and adjust those differently. Right now, all we have to do, this is crazy too. We're going to click on our audio. We're going to go over to enhanced speech, and we're going to turn that on. And I've already done the sort of rendering of that already, and that's why it was so quick. But let's play it back without real quick.
Baby. Oh! There he is. What's up?
And now it's on.
Let's go. Anxiously waiting in line right now, baby. Oh! There he is.
And let's just crank this up again, like full bore, we're going 10. This sounds a little too much, obviously, but just for the sake of showing you just how cool this is. All right, and
hello. What's up? Let's go. Anxiously waiting in line, right?
I mean, no sound. Like sound deafening room, no sound. Again, first feature, if you're not using it, if you're looking to clean up audio, you're new to Premiere Pro, you've been filming on an iPhone, let's say, this feature will change the game for, I think, just microphones in general. I mean, these do sound incredible. And so I always will push people to use the best quality microphone they have. But in a pinch, if you don't have that, it happens. It happens on shoots. Enhanced speech is going to be your best friend. And again, like a lot of this is actually in the full version right now, you know, you have your vocal enhancer down here, you have your levels, your EQs, your presets in here. You can mess with all those things. Have fun with it. Go out and shoot some of that stuff. Sin, Curtis, I absolutely agree. It is a complete game changer. All right, so feature number one I wanted to hit on. We got about 15 minutes left. These pro tips are going fast. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to talk about is something called text-based editing, which you've probably all heard and loved. So if we go into our workspace here and we go to captions and graphics, captions are usually the thing I do last, but in the same window, now that we have this super powerful text-based editing tool, if I go into this clip here, let's say, right, like this is a very raw clip that I just dropped in the timeline. I haven't edited this at all, right? So there's going to be a lot of ums, there's going to be a lot of me being not super polished. Okay, so we're going to go into our text here, and I've already transcribed this. So this clip we're going to get rid of. Okay, and I transcribed this. If you don't see this, just go to transcript and then create your transcription. Okay, and the nice thing about this now is you have this search panel right here. Okay, so if I want to search, let's just make this a little bit bigger. You can actually adjust the size of the font here. So if I want to search everywhere that I said Adobe, I can come in here, and for whatever reason, let's say I wanted to delete all those things, and I just went, whoops. Okay, now everywhere that I've mentioned Adobe is deleted, okay? Not that I'd want to do that because this is what we're talking about, okay? You can replace, you can delete. So if I press delete and I just delete all, now everywhere that you saw the Adobe mention, actually this is probably just, there we go. And you can see that in deleting it here inside of our text window, it is actually flagging and deleting the clips right here in our sequence settings, okay? So the benefit of this is it allows you to, like Dacia said on stage at the keynote again, it allows you to look at your sequences and all, let's say you have an hour-long interview footage and you want to remove just the ums, okay? You can do that now. Again, this is in the beta version. I believe this is going to be, I don't want to speak on behalf of the Premiere team, but I'm sure this is coming pretty soon to the public version. If not, keep using beta. Okay, and you can go down here and you can check the filler words. And so if I press save, I'm not exactly sure if there were any filler words in here because, you know, just so dialed and don't say every 5 seconds, even though I do. But that, as I say right here, if only the filler words could remove what I'm saying live, that would be pretty cool. But you have a lot more features. So a lot of these things are actually available in the Pro version or the live version, but the filler words is the main one. You can come in here, you can remove all your ums, your thes, your whatever it is in one false go, okay? Which is very, very powerful and a super, super impressive tool. Again, text-based editing, we've been hearing about it for a little while. It's something that I'm starting to use a little bit more in my workflow. And in here, you know, you can come in here and respell, let's say, let's say Adobe Max is supposed to be, I think it's like, I'm not sure how to do that. Some of it I'm still kind of working through, but all you need to know is if you're using text-based editing, you can really remove chunks, you can save chunks and just edit through text, almost like you'd be using a Google Doc rather than here in the timeline. Okay, so feature number 2, something that is extremely powerful. Yeah, Mike says you got to keep some of the ums for street cred. Of course, got to have some fillers in there, or else you sound like a robot, which hopefully I do not sound like. All right, so 2 more features I want to hit on today. Again, let's go back to our working file here. Again, I'm not done with this video, so we're sort of just working things out. One thing that I want to hit on again, this is something that's been around for a little while, but I just wanted to sort of touch on it a little bit differently of how I'm using captions, is the caption feature. Okay, so we've transcribed all of our clips here, and then in our captions, these are our captions, all right? So now if we wanted to go in and let's say transcribe this right here and create captions from our transcript, we would go in here, and I like to create a single line rather than a double line. So this is inside of the preferences. If I drop this down, and then you have some sort of like defaults. What I like to do is make my own, I already have a style saved. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. We're going to create a single line of captions right here, and boom. Okay, we have all of our captions set. And again, this is like the raw, unedited version, but I just wanted to show you how quickly you can create these captions, stylize them, make them fit your brand. And I am definitely in the process of trying to find my own brand and style again on my personal James Bonanno page. So I'm working on colors, I'm working on font, and things that are going to be a consistent look and feel. So if someone watches your video, they know who created it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go in here, and I'm just going to start stylizing this caption to the right here. Again, might be like beating a dead horse. That's the saying, right? That sounded weird coming out of my mouth. But might be repetitive, but I think that's what people want to see, and that's something that I want to talk about. So my text right here, I'm going to go up, I'm going to use this font Gibson that I've been using a lot. I like that the bold font just kind of stands out a little bit, and I do like to keep things all caps. That's just at least what I'm going to try to do for my captions. So I'm just going to go here to all caps, click that rather than going through and changing them all. And I'm going to go to my background here because I want a consistent background color on all my captions so that when they're over something dark or light, they're standing out. And again, it's just another stylistic choice to make your work stand out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is right click in here and go to libraries. Thank you, Cody, for verifying that is a saying, and I'm not just crazy. All right, and so I have a couple colors that I laid out here that I'm starting to work with. These were all color like styles that I created inside of Illustrator, dragged them to my libraries, and they sync to every library across Creative Cloud. So all I'm going to do is click the background, okay? And you can see that the background, you probably can't see it yet. It's pretty low. So if we drag this up, you'll see how big you want that background to be. And the nice thing about this feature, again, this has been around for a little while, is that it's adapting to every line you have, rather than in the past, you used to have to put these custom square rectangular bars on and then customize them to each of your captions. You don't have to do that here inside of the Essential Graphics window. And then what I want to do is I want to take my background, I want to take my color picker, and I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to pick the color background I want. Boom, I have this really nice style. Okay, and if I play that back.
Okay, so here is why Adobe Max.
All right, but James, how come that only affected the first clip here? Well, I will show you how to do that very, very easily. There's two ways to do it. First way I'm going to do is go in here and I'm going to go to my track style, and you can create your own style. I've talked about this again on here before, and you can name your style. Okay, and then you can reuse it for future projects. That is what I have right now. That's what this background is. Or if you don't want to create a style, you can just go right here to the track style and push to track or style. And this allows you to push all of that first style to every caption on your track with just one click. Okay, we press OK. And like
Max 2020
magic, we now have captions on every single one of these in the exact same style we're looking for. The only difference here I'm noticing is because we pushed it, it doesn't look like it picked up the caps that we wanted. So let me try one more time and see if that were to work. And it did not. So that's actually interesting. What we might do, position for Instagram, bottom of the frame. Yes, really good point, Curtis in the chat. Do you keep in mind caption placement when posting for Instagram Reels if the bottom of the frame gets blocked by account details or post descriptions? Yeah, that is a really interesting point. Here, I'd probably pull this up a little bit higher. I like to turn my safe margins on. That's a great question because the last thing you need is to create these beautiful captions and all of a sudden you go to watch it on a reel and your description or your caption is blocking your captions. Very meta. So you want to move these up a little bit. I don't have a template in here right now, but normally what I do is I bring in someone's reel that they've already created, and then I can create lines so I can just throw those on and know exactly where the cutoff of those captions are going to be. Really, really good point. Something to keep in mind. So what we'll do here, rather than push them, we're just going to go here, create our style. Let's just call this style 2. All right. And then everything automatically gets pushed in the same style and in the same positioning. So again, like very important. You just need to do this once if you're having like sort of some style issues, save it. And then every single time you make a video, it's exactly where you need it to be and it's very consistent. So it really shouldn't take you a lot of time once you get those things set up. Okay. All right. So we got about 4 or 5 minutes left here. As a bonus, let's hop back into our video here. And I want to just talk about the Essential Graphics panel. I do believe that in the beta version, potentially in the pro version, wow, guys, I need a haircut. I don't know if anyone can see that in the stream, but don't judge me for my haircut skills right now. We're just talking Premiere. All right, so I'm gonna go into my browse window. And this is something I've talked about a lot. I've done a couple videos on it before. So again, we're gonna stay in that captions and graphics window. This is where you're gonna be able to add some of those mogurts, add text, do all those things. All right, and I want to go to Adobe stock. So right now, these are my templates. These are things that I've either saved or usually are given to you when you have a Creative Cloud library. But if you go to Adobe stock, stock is continuing to push really, really great templates for you to use for free and paid, depending on kind of what your subscription looks like. So if you go to premium, you can see tons of, some of these are new options, I believe. So you have this like really cool like VHS promo here that you can use. You have some textured like paint color, which is awesome. But just to make it easier for everyone at home, we're gonna go to free. Okay, and what I'd like to do is I wanna just create something really quick and simple as my like intro title opener for Adobe Max using my now new font and style. All right, so I like this kinetic text promo. I'm gonna drag this on here. Okay, it'll load pretty quickly. We have some things happening. We're gonna go to effects controls, scale this back just so we can see where we're going. All right, and then as I run out of time here, I'm just gonna come into global controls. These allow you to change all those things we were talking about. So if I wanna change this to Adobe, okay, and I'm gonna come in here and change that font, again, to the font that I want the style to be in. Sometimes it takes just a minute or two for that to do its thing. And then the text color, maybe I want to change that text color to one of my other style guides. We can very easily come in here and do that. Text number 2, let's just say Max. All right, and we're going to do the same thing, make that font nice and consistent. So all these things inside Premiere, as we're doing them, really just make our lives a little bit easier. So if I play this back,
Here yet.
all right, in route. I mean, that's pretty sweet. If I wanted to make sure that we actually saw what was behind us, I could come over here to the blend modes. I could play around a little bit with, let's say, screen, which screens the background out. I'm gonna scale this a little bit right now. Okay, this is like a very not subtle typography right here. We may want something a little bit more subtle, but who knows? Like, this is actually kind of cool. Maybe we take the opacity down a little bit. And I'm gonna scale this up all the way. All right, and let's play that back. All right, in route. Okay, but right now our Adobe is getting cut off. So you can very easily come in here. You can change the size of the text. So if I drag this down, now we actually see what we wanna see, which is really, really cool. Play that back. All right, en route to Adobe Max.
We've been attending these conferences.
Okay, so, and then I don't wanna really see anything after that. So I'm just gonna Command K and cut that. Just snip it right off, right where it is. All right, it looks, yeah, Mike snapped some weird textures. Yeah, I think again, or ask AI for some shapes in Illustrator. What's very cool about just all these options and these graphics, again, like we only have 5 minutes, 30 minutes in here to do this, is it's endless. You know, you can come in here, you can do whatever you need to do. Hop all around these different workspaces, which is what I tend to do in my own workflow. So just to recap, I know we're wrapping up here. We talked about enhanced speech, the feature inside of Adobe Premiere Pro, the beta version. I believe it's coming to the public version. We talked about text-based editing. We talked about stylizing those captions, making them formatted for Instagram, for vertical video, all your social media needs. And we hit on some more of these mogurts that are already pre-baked into Premiere for free, by the way, which is incredible. If you want to get started, there's really not an easier time to get started. There's no excuse than I'm scared of Premiere. Get in there, start working on creating your videos. And again, thank you to everyone who hopped in the chat today and joined us. Jack, Curtis, the whole gang. You are all so wonderful. And yeah, that's all my time today. Thank you so much for joining me on this Monday for this pro tip segment inside of Premiere Pro. And stay tuned for Back from Max with Jacob Phillips, amazing creator, and I'm sure he will be going over some more amazing features inside of all the Adobe products, honestly. So thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your week. Take care.